this is working. Good morning, y'all. Just wanted to share a little bit about my morning this morning. And what I was just going through trying to help a friend. Topic is addiction. Dude had a teddy bear on the front of his truck. That's funny. Topic is addiction. From someone who was addicted to things in the past and struggling with it, I feel like I'm definitely qualified to speak on it. I am no medical professional whatsoever, and I don't claim to be. However, I will provide advice and help on what I've been through and what I've experienced firsthand. But anyways, long story short, I got a friend, I won't name their name for their own privacy reasons, obviously, but got into a weird little argument with them yesterday, and they hung up on me and didn't talk to them. It was eating me up a little bit, but let it go. I went about my day and just let it go. And then I wake up this morning, 5 o'clock, slept in today, but I got a screenshot from one of my friends who's also friends with him on Facebook, and it's a straight up suicide letter on Facebook. He's gonna kill himself. He's sick of all this and that, you know, exactly what you're thinking of, and it was horrible. So I'm freaking out. I'm a little manic this morning, just trying to calm me down and, you know, get my thoughts together, what my game plan is. I try to reach out to him. Realized he blocked me on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, either that or deleted it or something. But try calling him, phone's off, completely off. Reached out to a family member of his, and thankfully got the address from her, and jumped in my truck, headed over there to check on him. I mean, what the hell else am I gonna do? Just ignore it? Nope, not me, never will be. All I'm thinking of in my mind is he's a drug addict who struggled with it most of his life, and unfortunately was introduced to it at a very young age from very toxic people. But I go there because I'm expecting him to be dead. I'm expecting him to sit there either overdosing or whatnot. So I always got my med kit in the truck, and I got Narcan, which I recently got from a friend. Thank you for that. You know who you are. For these exact situation scenarios, just in case, God forbid. But long story short, I get to the house. Never been there before. His parents probably don't recognize me because it's been like 15 years since I've last seen them.
Police reported ahead.
Pops opens the door. I must have just woke him up too, and he was like, pretty much like, who the hell are you type of deal. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Had some shitty service real quick. But anyways, so I get there, knock on the door. The dogs are going nuts, so knew they were gonna wake up. Comes to the door, not happy at all, pretty combative, which I'd expect to be waking up by a stranger early in the morning on a Sunday. Long story short, I introduced myself. I'm Frank Giuffre. You probably don't remember me. I'm a old friend of your son. He had posted last night, early this morning, a very concerning post about him committing suicide. So I just want to check on him and make sure he's okay. He's like, no, he's fine, and then pretty much went to go shut the door. I wasn't taking no for an answer. I got him eventually to yell out and go check on him. I heard his voice back. Thankfully, he yelled back up and he came out, and I just spent the entire morning so far. Yeah, actually it's afternoon now. The entire morning with him, talking to him. I didn't get emotional in front of him because I was trying to remain strong for him. And of course, he got emotional going through it, and I fully understand it. The situation's a little worse than I thought it was going to be, but we just talked, man. This man believes that he is meant for failure. His life is forever going to be this royal, messed up, drug-addicted life that he's been living most of his life, because that's all he's ever known. Doesn't think he can get better, doesn't think he's worth saving, doesn't think he can be saved. And I related to him with some of my stories because I felt those exact same emotions in my past not too long ago. and I offered him some help. I gave him a solution to get off of drugs immediately, especially the opiates. If those of you, probably not many of you do know about it, especially because the government is trying to censor, ban it, make it illegal. But there's this all-natural substance called kratom from Southeast Asia. Mitragina speciosa is the actual technical name for it. It's a relative of the coffee family. It's a tea leaf. Anyways, there's certain strains like in cannabis that do different things. There's a strain, white, green, or red vein mangda. The green and white I found work the best. It gets you off of opiates immediately. You have to figure out the dosage. Everybody's different, especially depends on what you were taking and how much you were taking. But anyways, I digress. I drove about a half an hour away to go get him a bag of it so he can take it for himself. That way, he doesn't have to get to drugs today. He doesn't have to do drugs today. So one day of his life, for God knows how long, he can be sober. I got him enough for 2 weeks. But I want to see if he'll actually do it, apply everything we've talked about and what I was teaching him and telling him. And I made a promise to him, if he can do it for a week, I'll reward him by taking him somewhere. It's between us, but no, it ain't the strip club either, you freaks. But anyways, it breaks my heart seeing him, and there's tons of other people like this, and I was myself, thinking they are not worth shit and they can't change their lives, and this is all they're destined to be. And it's not fucking true. It's simply just not true. I've literally been in the exact same mindset. I thought I could never come back from the bad place I was in, and not trying to sound all cliche and corny, but it's literally mind over matter. Of course, with the detox, your brain and the opiate receptors are going off and you're sick, but there's steps you can take to get away from that, to get off that. And you have to change your mindset, period. If you don't change your mindset, you will always be doing the things you've done your entire life and continue to do. You have to change your mindset. But sorry, I kind of lost train of thought there. But long story short, he's home now. He is not on drugs, which is great, because that's the first thing you got to do when you're a drug addict. You got to take some drugs or do some drugs so you're not going into full-blown withdrawals 10 minutes, not even a few minutes after you wake up. I'm going to check in with him periodically throughout the day and over the next week, and I'm hoping and praying that he remains strong and doesn't cave and get into the drugs. I also told him that if you want to get off drugs, you have to completely remove every single piece of shit you ever dealt with that sold you drugs, got you drugs, brings you drugs, everything. You have to completely get rid of all of it. Mind you, I'm not trying to sound like I'm better than people and whatnot, because I've sold drugs, I've done tons of drugs, so it's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is those people aren't your fucking friends. Anybody sells you a drug that's going to ruin your life, they value that money, that little bit of money, or a lot of bit of money they're making off you, over your fucking life. Those aren't your fucking friends. I don't care what anybody tells you. Those aren't your people. Those aren't your friends. You're welcome, Ashley. Thank you for talking this morning. But you have to remove any temptation, all those people that make you want to do drugs. He's also in a toxic environment, which he absolutely needs to get out of fucking immediately. That's going to take a lot more than just thinking of it and doing it, obviously. That's going to be more work, and that was the reason I posted earlier about trying to see if there's any help or places he can go to or get into immediately. And that was another main thing I want to talk about. Speaking of help, these clinics and detox centers, if it's worked for you and you are the tiny percentage that it actually has worked and helped, that's not because of the detox center. That's because of you and what you had the conversation with yourself to get past that. These detox centers stick you on Suboxone, stick you on methadone, they stick you on all this shit that just replaces one thing with another. Newsflash, you're gonna have wicked bad withdrawals off of that shit. speaking from experience, I got on Suboxone back in the day when I was doing perks, upwards towards 6 blues a day. That's 30 milligrams each. And I went to get off because I discovered Suboxone. I'm like, oh, this could save me. This could help me. Awesome. Take it for a few months, 3-4 months, and then I wean myself off like I'm supposed to, less and less and less and less. Long story short, 3rd day off, thought I'd be good to go. Nope. Full-blown withdrawals. Worse than the opiate withdrawals that I was experiencing before. And then I said, screw that, went back to painkillers. And that was just a bad downward spiral again. Cold turkey detoxed off it eventually years ago. But anyways, a couple years ago, I went to a clean slate clinic to try to get naltrexone. I discovered it's an opiate receptor blocker and it blocks alcohol or whatever. Pretty much you take that after you're clean and detoxed. That way you can't drink or you can't do these opiates. It pretty much blocks it. Every single time I went back there, which was weekly, every fucking time they were trying to shove the Suboxone down my throat. And I kept telling them, hell no. Why the hell would I detox off of pills to get hooked on a Suboxone? That makes no sense. And they just shove it down. They just tried to shove it down my throat until I flipped out and left and never went back. And thankfully, I had the willpower to do it on my own. But talking to my buddy, every single time he goes to the clinic and he tells him how much he hates it there and he knows what's going on, they try to up and up and up his dosage and give him more and more and more of methadone. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? You're supposed to be weaning people off of shit, not putting more and more into their bodies, messing up their bodies and their brains especially, potentially for the rest of their life. And they try to keep you on that shit for the rest of your life. Addiction is one of the worst things possible. It doesn't just have to be drugs, but me too. Thank you for your help this morning, bro. But anyways, I'm hoping and praying on everything that he stays strong and he goes through with this, because I know he can. He's always been, I haven't seen him in literally like 15 plus years. Just randomly became friends again on Facebook. Never a bad dude, never ever done anything wrong to me, dirty, nothing. We just kind of fell apart and grew apart. And this was my first time seeing him in 15 years. At least 15 years. Damn, I'm old as fuck. Excuse my language. But I look at him and remember that young, awesome, nice, fucking sweet kid that he was. Not this drug addict that he's become now. Because ultimately, that's still not who he is. He is that inner child that he has inside of him. And that's what I'm going to try to help him get back to. Point is, if you're addicted, if you got issues, you're suicidal especially, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I don't care what time it is. If I don't answer, it's because I'm preoccupado or I'm sleeping. I'm an old man, so I go to bed early now because I'm up before the crack of dawn. But reach out to me. I'll help you out. I'll offer the assistance I can. I'll offer you any advice I can. I will try to give you the resources you need to get better and help yourself and help your lives and change your lives. Every single one of us is capable of this. Those of y'all who actually know me, biggest party animal in the world. Y'all all know me. What's up, Waste? I went from being the guy that's tried to be the social butterfly and popular kid that everybody wanted to hang around and party and drink, and I always had stuff for everybody to do, and it made me miserable my entire life. And now I've changed. Today I am 4 months sober, which is insane. That might sound like a small milestone to a lot of you guys, but I couldn't even do a month, like at best, at tops. Back in the days, in my MMA days when I was fighting and before I had fights, I was supposed to quit for 1 to 2, 3 months ahead of time. I quit for like 2 weeks tops one time. One day I took some Patron the night before like an idiot, but I've completely changed that. Never thought I could. Absolutely never thought I could. Didn't believe I deserved it. And I was incredibly suicidal, hence the reason why I made that post that I told you, although I did it. So I've been all the way down here. And now I'm probably like right here, but I'm working my way up. Everybody's capable of doing it. Ha ha ha, old man. Gary. Thank you guys. But again, if you need help, reach out to me. I got your six. Let me know. I'll help you in any way I can. Okay? Nobody is past redemption. Nobody is past the point of not getting their lives back. Unless you're a fucking pedophile, psycho murderer, then fuck you, kill yourself. That's the only time you'll hear me say something like that. But everybody else, man, you guys don't realize you are literally gods among men and women and everything else. What I'm not trying to be rude or nothing. I don't know what the hell to call it nowadays, but just we have so much power in our minds. Perfect example, a little bit of proof of that. When you cut yourself, what happens? Over time, it heals. You break something, it heals. That's your body's natural way of regenerating and healing itself. We have the power to advance that. Don't believe me? Look up Dr. Joe Dispenza on YouTube. He has actual factual scientific evidence and proof of it. One woman was told by a doctor she only had a certain amount of time to live with stage 4 cancer in her thyroid and had a massive mass in her thyroid or whatnot. Went to one of his events, completely gone right afterwards. There's tons and tons and tons of case studies that show this and prove all this. We have everything within us. We always have, which is insane. No one's going to teach you that shit. No school's going to teach you that shit. No medical education is ever going to teach you that shit because they want you dependent on them. I'm not going to go down that route right now, but point is, you need help, holler at me. I got your back. Anybody can be saved. Mental health, I got PTSD, anxiety, OCD, ADHD. That's why I can't even focus right now. I'm not on zero medication whatsoever for any of that shit. And I tried. I went through a psychiatrist and they tried to put me on a bunch of different things, and my biggest fear was being stuck on something that I had to take every single day and being dependent on it. And thankfully, especially with my amazing fiance and my support system, I got away from that shit and didn't get sucked into it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to get defensive off the rip. Oh, I need my meds. I need this. I need that. Don't take it personal. I promise you I'm not coming at you. I'm trying to help you. You don't need fucking shit. Unless you're in an extreme case, then don't stop taking your meds and potentially die. That's not what I'm trying to talk about. But you can absolutely do almost anything you put your mind on. I say almost because you can't go fly. Don't try to jump off a goddamn roof because you will smack into the ground and most likely die. But yes, it does suck. It does suck. But you can do so much. Are you saying wigs? Anyways, I gotta get going. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. A few people you definitely want to look into, and these people directly have influenced and changed and helped my life and continue to do so and have put me on this path. David Goggins, Navy SEAL. Badass motherfucker. No bullshit. Straight up accountability and self-discipline. Listen to that man on YouTube. There's tons of content. Runner up after that, which is definitely equivalent to him, Jocko Willink. Also a badass Navy SEAL. After that, Dr. Joe Dispenza on YouTube, or you can go to his website. Watch his videos. It'll blow your mind. Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness. If you type The School of Greatness in YouTube, you'll find it, and there's non-stop content. You'll never get enough. Wim Hof, WHIMHOFF, aka the Iceman. You just watch one video of what this dude has done in his life and the world records that he breaks and the shit he continues to do, you'll be like, no way, this dude's on like Jesus steroids or something. It's insane. There's a breathing technique which I've been practicing only a week now, every morning, and it's legit. Jordan Peterson, absolutely. There's a lot, but I'll make a post later on today if I get a chance, or if my ADD doesn't kick and I remember to post a bunch of the people that I follow. But definitely check them out. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you so much for all your support, especially on my previous post about my little story. I look a lot forward more to putting my truth out there and just telling you guys my life and what it is and what's helped me. Because even if it helps one single person, one single person, and 1,000 of you hate me, I don't give a fuck, because that'll help that one person. That's all that matters to me. So If it helps you, if it makes you feel good, give it a like and share. I don't care about the likes and shares, but if you want to try to reach some other people, please feel free to do so. All right. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.